Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is August the 29th. I'm going to do your Just for Today in a meditation for you. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.O.D Recovery Services. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I want to say thank you to everyone. You know who you are. Thank you so much for your consideration of me yesterday. I love hearing from you guys, and I really do appreciate the love that you showed me yesterday. So thank you to everyone that reached out to me. Yesterday was a so-so day. It wasn't the best anniversary I've ever seen, but I was able to end the day at around 11:30. Turning in assignments by the hair on my chinny chin chin. I made the deadline of 11:59 p.m. So I'm grateful that I was able to get all of that work done in a day. Okay, so August 29th, Just for Today in a meditation is entitled, Don't Look Back. The steps after a big change from a life dominated by guilt and remorse. That's beautiful. The steps offer a big change from a life dominated by guilt and remorse. Our futures are changed because we don't have to avoid those who we have harmed. As a result, we receive a new freedom that can end isolation. That's powerful. That's a powerful reading right there. It comes from Basic Text, page 39. Many of us come to Narcotics Anonymous full of regrets about our past. Our steps help us begin to resolve those regrets. We examine our lives, admit our wrongs, make amends for them, and sincerely try to change our behavior. In doing so, we find a joyous sense of freedom. No longer must we deny or regret our past. Once we've made our amends, what's done is truly over and gone. From that point on, where we come from ceases to be the most important thing about us. It's where we are going that counts. In NA, we begin to look forward. True, we live and stay clean just for today, but we find that we can begin to set goals, dream dreams, and look ahead to the joys of life and recovery has to offer. And look ahead to the joys a life in recovery has to offer. Like that. Looking forward keeps us centered in where we are going, not remorseful or regretful about our past. After all, it is hard to move forward if we are looking back. Just for today, the steps have freed me from regrets over my past. Today, I look forward to my new life in recovery. Looking forward to our new life in recovery. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Thank you. Moment of silence now. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Please and thank you just for today. Isn't that a powerful reading? Don't look back. I'm wondering in my mind, I know I'm doing the Just for Today NA meditation, but I am already wondering, what is the spiritual principle a day about? Because it usually correlates to the topic within the Just for Today. And I can just imagine that it's gratitude. We never seen a grateful addict, use or relapse, right? I'm just thinking about how special it is to be in the boat that we're in right now, to be in the position that we are today. I mean, if you're listening, you woke up, right? You woke up on the wake up list, and you are finding yourself surrounded by goodness, surrounded by love, surrounded by positive energy. I'm always amazed that when I have to face making a decision and I'm timid about it, and I know that it may impact other people. I'm always amazed at how when I speak my truth, when I take my stand, when I say go no further than this line in the sand, this is where I'm standing, right? Whenever I am gifted with the courage to be responsible for where my 2 feet stand, I'm always amazed at how easily it goes over. I really am. It seems like a lot of the time, the things that I would worry about and how it would impact other people, a lot of times they already knew where I was standing. They were just willing to try and manipulate and see if I would budge. But when I make an expression about where I stand, I've had people say, I knew that. I knew you was going to say that. I've had people say, that's why I love you, which implies that they were looking to see whether or not I was going to be integral to the spiritual principle that I've always exhibited, right? And I'm amazed because it's never as difficult. Like their response does not show me that I should have had that concern. It's never as difficult as it seems. Today, we get to wake up in the atmosphere of love and acceptance and beauty and all these positive spiritual things we're experiencing as a direct result of being clean and pursuing recovery, applying spiritual principles in all our affairs. There doesn't have to be anything complicated today, unless we choose to have the frame of mind that is complicated. We don't have to go backwards. We don't have to run from encounters with individuals anymore. We don't have to wonder about whether or not a person is forgiving us anymore for all of the stuff that we've ever done. We have a tool here that teaches us how to admit our wrongs and how to make amends for our wrongs and how to change our behavior so that we don't have to encounter that again. That's a piece of making amends a lot of times people don't really understand, is that if you felt that bad about what you did to this person and you understand that you need to make it, you felt bad enough to use behind the guilt and the shame. So yeah, you felt bad about it. If you felt that bad about it and you're in a position to make a proper amends and you make it, part of that proper amends is changing the behavior that led up to the ill behavior to begin with. We have the most beautiful tools for carving out a beautiful sculpture, which is you. You are the captain of that ship. You get to carve away those pieces of stone that no longer fit you. They're no longer who you are. This is very important. It seems so simplistic to some people. Why are we talking about not looking back? We don't have to look back. we're talking about not looking back just in case someone out there, right, in the worldwide web world, right? In case someone out there listening is thinking about looking back and not only just looking back, but maybe going back. You ever sat down with a photo album and look back at the memories that you've captured on film, and you look back at those and you're like, you're having a good old time looking at them and remembering the circumstances in which you or someone else posed for those pictures. That's what photos do. They capture moments. And when we look at the photos in the photo album, it triggers memories. And for a lot of us, it triggers beautiful memories. But for some of us, we can look in the photo and tell we were high. We can look in the photo and it triggers some other stuff as well, good and bad. That's the purpose of a picture, is to capture a moment, capture what you look like at a certain age, right? That's how looking back in our life and our brains are. That's why we have to be careful about rescinding the old times back to ourselves, because when we rescind situations from the past, we often get all of the emotions that go with it. It's just like looking at a photo album, except for it's automatic. It's those negative automatic thoughts. It's a real term. These automatic thoughts are real, and they seem to operate in the back of our brain as we operate in life. It's like two different things are going on. Where our feet are standing and how we're existing and experiencing the world today. And then in the back of our brain is all of this negativity that is reminding us of all of the bad stuff. We don't want to go to that place. We don't need to go to that place. If you do the work, you don't even have to. I've made amends to people, but like I said, for the most part, they've all embraced me. But there were some amends that I had to make. The individuals weren't interested in a relationship with me. They were trying to figure out, do you really think after all of that that I'm interested in being your friend? No, I'm not saying that you want to be my friend. I'm letting you know I was wrong. I'm a different person today. I would never in my right mind today, with the tools that I have, make those same mistakes. And I want to let you know that I'm aware that I hurt you. And I want to let you know that I felt bad enough about it that I almost on an installment plan took my life over it. And I want to let you know that I'm a different human being today. And I don't want anything from you. I don't want a single thing. I just want for you to know that I am sorry. I am deeply sorry. That's all that I want you to understand, is that all these years have not passed by with me not being affected by the harm that I caused you. I was deeply affected. And I can't go into details about how deeply affected, but I can tell you that it nearly took my life. And so I just want to let you know that today I'm a different human. And I want to let you know that I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't do those same things anymore. And I just had to get that off my chest. Is there anything that you want to say to me before I go? They might cuss you out. They might not. They might say, you picked a fine time to come by here and talk to me," or um, "No, I don't have anything to say. I don't forgive you. I don't forgive you at all. Matter of fact, I don't ever want to hear from you or see you again." And you take your leave. We've done what we were supposed to do. We tried to clean our side of the road. We're not trying. We did actually clean our side of the road. And then we move on. We no longer have to be controlled. Does it hurt if they don't accept it? Absolutely. But we did enough mess to enough people that somebody probably will not be okay with us making the amends to them. I mean, they may not receive it. They'll let you know if they want to talk with you or not. We're not causing them any harm by trying. Maybe it may be harmful, but that's something that you would have to discuss with your sponsor. And if it's considered as causing further harm, you won't be able to make a direct amends. You will have to live with your indirect amends, which is your behavior. Or you might need to write a letter, or you might need to release a balloon. I mean, there's tons of ways that you can go about it. But here's the point with this reading today. Don't look back. Once you dealt with something like that, you don't need to look back. And whether they accept it or not is not your business. It totally is not your business. It might hurt you, but you know what? You've been hurt before and you've hurt other people. So you'll get over it and keep it moving. Don't ever get a resentment over someone not accepting your apology or your amends. They have every reason not to, and very few reasons to. So give them room, give them space for your amends to grow on them. For all you know, they might be actively using too, and they just are vindictive and hateful, right? They're miserable and they're blaming you for everything. But if they ever find Narcotics Anonymous or a 12-step program and do the work, it's very possible you're going to end up on their list, because they're also going to have to clean their side of the road, right? Just be ready. Just stay ready. Stay in position so that if they ever do, you're there. And then the end result that you were really seeking, which was for you guys to be okay with each other, may come to pass. But if it doesn't, you've already done everything that you should do about it. Can you imagine waking up every day? Waking up every day without owing a single human being anything but to love them? Wake up every day surrounded by goodness and beauty, laughter and love, even with the problems. We have an opportunity to wake up every day and tackle them in full force of knowing that we have a higher power, a God that is with us and will never leave us. It's always available. It's always available. We can pray anywhere, anytime. We can reach out to the God of our understanding anytime, any place, anywhere, anyhow. Are you capturing the beauty of that? Of never being alone. We have people that are in recovery. I'm here. I'm just an email away. I mean, to wake up every day and have this opportunity to do nothing but love other people. We owe them nothing but to love them. Compared to the way that we used to wake up. Burdened with all of the wrongs that we have done to people. Haunted by all of the lies. Needing to use a substance to alter our mind and our mood in any way. It wouldn't matter if it really got us high or not. We just were on the mission of making sure that we suppressed all of the guilt and shame and remorse that we needed to push it as far away. Some of us have lost children as a result of our disease of addiction. Some of us have impacted whole human beings as a result of our disease of addiction. I think about there's this lady that used to be in our town. She was an addict, and she would walk around high, so high, singing her songs, And I'll tell you her nickname. She's deceased now. Her nickname was 6ix9ine, and she would go around singing her songs. And she would have a tendency to lay in the street too, hide, because she was tired of living. Someone hit her, and it was a hit and run, but they found the person. They found the person, and they got what they deserved. But can you imagine not just harming the people that we love, but some of the harm that we cause the people that we don't even know, and the harm that it ends up resulting for their families by them losing their life because of our behavior? Can you imagine waking up with that every day? I cannot. I can imagine it, but I can't. I've never been in that situation, but I do know that I've caused plenty of harm, and the guilt and the shame and the remorse was eating me away. And today I don't wake up with that at all. I wake up with God on my mind. I wake up with my family on my mind. I wake up with you guys on my mind. I wake up in a mode of let's get it every day. Even when I'm struggling physically, my mindset is powerful. And this is a beauty that we get to behold. This is something that we can embrace. We don't have to look back. We don't have to. I want that for you. If you don't have that, that's what I want for you. I want you to start thinking about how you can further employ these steps and the spiritual principles therein so that you don't have to look back, that you don't have to allow anyone to guilt trip you about a single thing, because today you are free. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.